Hi, it's Jo, and today I'm going to watching The Boys, Season 1, Episode 7, The Self-Preservation Society. We are at the penultimate episode, and every episode of the show has just been building and building. In some ways, it's been like kind of a slow-rolling thing, although it's also been very fast-paced in times, but of just adding layers to the characters and the world and the plot, and I'm just really excited to see where it goes next, but I'm really scared because I feel like we're reaching the point of explosions for various different situations, and I have no idea where this show is going to go. It's not a show that pulls any punches, and I am terrified. I despise many of the characters. The Deep has been exposed as a rapist, even with his stupid little, "Oh, I'm sorry, I thought it was consensual." I'm sure plenty of people out there will be believing him, but a lot won't, so hopefully he'll get murdered. The Deep again. Homelander needs to get murdered. I feel like we're stuck with him. I mean, do not get me wrong, like, the acting on the show is fantastic. The characters I loathe, part of why I loathe them so much is because they are being acted so well as loathable characters. I need Homelander to just die. I don't anticipate that anytime soon, and A-Train. Everyone I dislike in this show can die. But I really, really care about Huey, and I care about Starlight, and I enjoy their connection, but I also don't think it's going to last because he is lying to her, and even though I have dreams that she might find out the truth and agree to help them go up against the bad soups, I don't know if she'll ever be able to forgive him for using her and lying to her. And there's also a lot of other stuff happening that I'm excited about. And as a quick reminder that if you would like to watch the unedited version of this reaction, that is up on my Patreon, and we can get all of the unedited versions, and the beginning of season 2 will also already be up on my Patreon unedited. And you can also get the edited versions 1 week early. It's unedited, it's 2 weeks early, edited is 1 week early, so the whole of season 1 is now up, YouTube edited on Patreon if you would like that. And whatever show I decide to watch next will be voted for on Patreon. I'm going to do season 2, but I'm coming to the end of The Witcher, so probably very soon, if not now, there will be a poll up on my Patreon for patrons to choose my next reactions. So yeah, let's go. Oh wow, look at you all sweet and clean shaven and presentable.
Merry Christmas.
Ugh. I'm knowing what's going to happen too.
Great to meet you. Billy Butcher.
Oh no, is this Homelander remembering?
My takeover tomorrow.
That sounds wonderful.
Ugh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Vile man.
Good to meet you, pal.
Good to meet you.
Is this Homelander remembering though, stressed?
That's it.
Oh, a hotel, I see. Oh. Well, you know, he's moved on from his trauma, she's moving on from her trauma. It's good for both of them. Except for the fact that it's going to be a lot more trauma down the line. Oh, they're so happy and it's not going to last.
You're kind of a mystery to me.
That's hot, right?
Maybe at the very beginning.
You gotta understand that. So everything's okay.
Oh, you need to tell her. See, this would have been the moment to tell her the truth. It would have ruined the moment.
No red flags.
But he's got the biggest red flag of all. Oh, he doesn't probably pay attention to men staring at him. Yeah, oh. Crap. Crap. Oh my god, no, deeper a memoir.
I don't know shit about it, you understand? I don't want to.
You're an addict.
And you're done.
Does he remember Huey? I literally only just remembered that he met Huey at the Blessed, I believe, event, or whatever it was called, Believe Expo, and he knew that he was there with Starlight. Does he remember that, or was that too insignificant a moment for him to remember?
Erratic.
None more than you.
Unreliable. Now I know why.
Oh no. Fuck.
Why?
I knew this was going to happen. He had his moment to tell her the truth.
Is this a joke? Why is Huey up there?
He's also one of the guys who killed Translucent.
Wait.
Fuck.
As-
Oh, sweet girl. His love for you. Oh, you can talk.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm in to see Ezekiel and got rid of the Deep.
Whoa.
Keep those
Oh,
hands
God.
down by your sides, Miss. It all started when you came along, which makes me wonder, which one of us
Actually,
is next?
it all started when A-Train ran through Robin. / when you raped and murdered Billy's wife.
Shut your fucking mouth.
You shut your
lady.
fucking mouth, piece of shit. Glob of despicable
If you were
existence.
in my position.
Homelander.
Oh,
That's
Maeve.
enough.
You got something
Thank you,
to add,
Maeve. I love Maeve for this. Because Maeve, the old Maeve from a few episodes ago, probably would have just sat there.
Wow.
Oh, die!
Starlight.
Oh, I'm so tense. It's such a good scene, but I'm dying.
Remember.
Oh, she has to, like, to survive in this kind of environment, you have to be sort of manipulative back and say what they want to hear. And I need Maeve to escape. I need Maeve to get out of this with Starlight. Oh, my love.
You don't stir. You fold.
This is sweet.
Like this. Now that's what makes them
Making his Madeleines.
This.
He just wants to leave and be
Whatever with
She knows
Kimiko,
already,
it's,
my love.
It's off.
You ain't thinking mixing with your dick.
You're wrong about her.
That bitch is fucking playing you.
I mean, she might be
You're fucking
now.
blind to see it.
Right, so better to be loyal to a dead woman who doesn't know and doesn't care. How's that working out for you?
Oh, shit. These scenes are both are so brilliant, but, like, I'm dying.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Huey. Long time no talk. You know, I've been thinking about you a lot lately.
Who's this?
I thought you would recognize my voice. You spent so much time obsessing about me, am I right?
Oh my god, it's
Baby
so
boy,
soon.
Adrian, listen to me.
Oh my god.
He's burned and I'm fucked.
You're all fucked.
Medicated.
Oh my
bank
god.
accounts are frozen and flagged. Monique,
I knew this was coming, but I'm
when you get
fucking
this,
stressed.
leave the house immediately.
Hell you will.
Hold on
Oh,
a second. She doesn't
it
know it
wasn't
wasn't her.
Annie.
She's never seen me before. Not once, not ever. So how did I get burned?
Mm-hmm. Exactly, it wasn't Annie.
Mesmer.
Yeah,
You fucking
exactly.
idiots had to go to Mesmer.
Oh, yeah.
I knew he was going to do something like that. But,
Look.
What is this about?
Shut the fuck up.
It's gonna be okay.
he just wants to try and protect his son.
Came alone.
I'm stressed that his dad's going to
You let
die.
him go.
But next time, have at least a few cards up your sleeve.
Please say Kimiko's
You
around.
mean like this?
Oh.
As long as you take it, you'll be the fastest.
Mm-hmm. He knows you. I'm so stressed.
If it's worth running through a human being for.
God, man, that was an accident. Where the fuck is the V?
That accident had a name.
And what about Pop Claw?
You killed her! And you
Charlotte.
killed her! He didn't kill her.
The only good thing in my life is gone now. What is
They're
this,
keeping
man?
you
I killed
talking.
your girlfriend and you did was on purpose. So who's worse?
Ooh. Yes, Kimiko. Oh my god.
It would have been stupid to come alone.
You put us in danger without thinking twice, Marvin.
Okay, yes, but you are in danger.
I knew you'd vote your conscience, Senator.
Oh, does she have any idea that
Thank you.
her seven are running around doing this and that they've been
Goodbye.
infiltrated like this?
Let's quit.
Does she
Is
think?
there
Does he think she
Any
had something to do with
particular
it?
reason why you were asking?
Does she know more about this
I
than
was-
she's
I was
laying on?
thinking
Did
that
she kill her
maybe,
to cover her up?
I could get Maria to
Oh, now she's getting all close.
stay late
and-
with the baby and.
Something I just was thinking about was the fact that in the last episode, I think it was, yeah, Butcher turned down the offer to get government protection and legal protection for just this situation. Like, if he'd accepted that offer and been like, okay, yeah, we can have all of that, but you can't guarantee Homelander's going to be tried, they'd all be safe right now. Like, or at least they'd all be safe right now.
I don't look like everyone else.
Oh my god, what is it?
on.
I don't want to know.
Stop.
Oh, you want her to stop, do you?
Just my pinky. Said.
I don't want him to get, like, raped. I mean, she's also a horrible person. Oh, that's such a creepy face. What is he doing? Did he basically share the information that he was going to murder him? Did she not tell him? He only found out after the fact.
My name is Mallory. I'm the person who
Mallory.
can get you payback.
Mallory. Oh, I do want those two to get closer, so if this brings me that.
It's people. The people we care about. So I say, cut them loose.
Does she, in her mind, left her to keep her
For your
safe?
good.
And then... Sorry, I knew that was coming, but that's so funny. But if Butcher had got them protection, at least they'd have like a legal safe house.
Look at you.
This
Standing up for yourself. Jinx.
In so many ways, this is a really good improvement, but like, woo, now we're on the run for our lives and you're involved in crime. 10 out of 10, I'm proud of you, son.
Cold feet, huh? You're not gonna let anything get in your way, even if it's your own fucking friends, man.
Yeah.
You promised me things would be different. Matter of fact, you swore it. But this is worse, man.
Yeah.
I try not to get too attached to my subjects.
Yeah, you've raised a psychopath.
That's true. What condition?
Is she pregnant? Did the rape get her pregnant?
She was pregnant. With your child.
Butcher's got no idea about this. Oh my god.
And the baby?
Lived all of 10 seconds. Drowned in its mother's blood.
I don't know that that's going to be true, because that's a lot of a story to bring out for nothing.
When I raise subjects without their mothers, they become violent, aggressive, downright hateful. You should have been raised in a home with a family who loved you.
Well,
Not
obviously.
in a cold lab with doctors.
Pretty obvious, yes.
And yet, I turned out great.
I think it's so interesting because I genuinely do feel really, really bad and sad for baby Homelander. Like, for little John deserved so much different, so much better. But I've always been an advocate for just because a villain has a sad childhood doesn't mean you excuse their actions when they're a villain. They have made choices along the way to become evil. Oh my god. Or is this Raina to save them?
Director.
The family's gonna be okay, you have my word.
Please get them into witness protection ASAP. Please let them be safe. I'm so stressed.
Annie, are you okay?
Annie, are you okay? Are you okay?
I have to see
Annie?
you. You owe me that much.
Oh, well, I wouldn't blame her if she was using him right now, so I'm fucking stressed.
I'm sorry, unilaterally fucked.
Oh,
How is
God.
that? Is that clear?
There's still a whole episode left of this season and season 2. What the hell's gonna happen?
I mean, I get it. Jamming illegal drugs into babies' homes. You're just assholes running around in your capes.
And if we refuse?
Everything goes public. Corruption story of the century. Fought shares go to zero. The civil suits, criminal prosecution, and you go.
Oh god, they had a supervillain girl. Oh man.
Freeze, motherfucker! What you doing? Kill him!
Their plan of growing superhero villains, you knew about this. It was in what Butcher told you. You knew this was Vought. So what they need to do is announce that, I mean, okay, it would cause a lot of chaos, but announce that Vought did what they did. And then be like, but we will offer, you know, military, I mean, okay, I think Supes in the military is kind of dodgy as it is, but we'll offer you contracts, like, as government contractors rather than as Vought people being sent to the government.
And you haven't been using me to get back at A-Train.
He was at the very start, but actually technically not. It's more complicated than that.
The only thing, Huey. You were the only thing that I could count on.
Oh, sweetheart.
You stole me, Annie, please. You know me.
I don't know you.
You need to do more explaining if you want to try and convince her.
Never did. Translucent.
This isn't about translucent, okay? This is about Compound V.
Oh god.
Vought will do anything to cover it up.
Mm-hmm.
No, what are you talking about?
Our bloody world has been ripped apart.
We're born like this.
I'm so sorry. Annie.
Get the fuck away from her!
Oh. I mean, maybe she would have come around. I think she's too hurt. I don't know. Oh. Well, you know, my plan tonight was to watch the finale as well, so thank God for that. That episode, oh my goodness, was that really only one episode? So much happened. I knew the minute Homelander had their pictures last episode, I knew that was going to be stressful, but I kind of was hoping it wasn't going to be this stressful so quickly. And there was really that beat where she was like, and that's it, there's no other red flags, or there's nothing else you're not telling me. There was that beat when they were lying in bed together where, like, it was a pause, and it was like, this is the time where he could say, look, there is something I need to tell you, it's going to sound awful, and maybe you're going to hate me forever, but I need to tell you. Now, I kind of get why, in a way, he wouldn't tell her because she would not respond well, but also because Butcher and everyone would potentially be in harm's way if he told her, and he wanted to just leave and live a normal life with her. But there was that beat, and then from the minute he put Huey's picture up, I knew it was not going to end well, because especially I think like the only way she was going to be able to potentially take it in a way that wasn't trying to bring Huey to justice would have been if Huey had just told her from the start and properly explained the entire situation. You know, how it had just kind of, the ball was rolling and it was in a place where, like, I don't agree that they should have killed, I mean, in the real world, I do not agree that they should have kept translucent, because I think there is always a choice. But the situation they were in this show, there wasn't really another choice beyond what's happening now happening, but when they didn't have any leverage and everything. So I completely was expecting something like this, and I've been expecting it since they started falling for each other. But I also think it's so much more complicated than that, and he didn't do a very good job, even in that crazy panicked moment of explaining to her. Fair enough, but you think he would have been preparing how to explain it to her all day. So that was stressful, but the whole scene with Homelander accusing her, and I hadn't even crossed my mind this episode, I think it maybe did in the past, that they might think she was in on it because she was new and everything. But that was just so intense. And then Maeve standing up for her was everything, because I've been wanting them to bond for so long. I think she has kind of reminded Maeve of who Maeve used to be, and of the spark that Maeve used to have, and I love that. And the moment when Maeve kind of confided in her, like she let her wall down, that is something that might be my favourite part of the episode, in the sense of something good that happened, because basically nothing good happened this episode. That was just, oh my god, I love that little moment, but just that whole collapse. And so then the final scene, of course, you know, I like that that was Annie. She wasn't being manipulated by Vought at all, that she truly just wanted to talk to him, to hear his side of it. And probably the small part of her that she'd be hating was hoping he'd be like, wait, what? I don't know anything about that. But the fact that it was true, and I love the fact that her response was, well, I'm going to take you to the police. Like, she knows the 7 isn't good, which is a good important thing. Obviously she does. And that she wanted to turn him in. But I think that shows a lot of character for Annie as well. That she was able to look him in the eye and ask him, and then want to take him in. Now she knows about Compound V. What is she going to do next? Is she going to ask Maeve about it? Is she going to try and look into it? Is she going to speak out publicly? Like, I'm really intrigued about where she will go. But I think Annie is such a brilliant, strong character. Like, such a good role model type of character, because she's not perfect. She's not like the person they try and make Starlight out to be. But she genuinely has the best of intentions, like, she wants to be a force for good in this world, and her whole world is now, she knows her whole world is a lie. She spent her life building to get to be part of the 7, and that was absolutely awful. Nothing she dreamed of. She got assaulted, you know, and then even that, her moment of power, taking the power back of reporting the assault and, you know, speaking out, got turned into a publicity move for Vought. Huey was the one thing she had in her life that she could rely on, and now that's been taken too. And now the very core of her being, which is that she is religious and she believes that God made superheroes, and now she knows that at most you could argue God gave the scientists the potion to make superheroes. But I'm really intrigued about where she's going to go, and I'm very worried for her at the moment, because she's not in a very good place, understandably. I'd like to think that she might go to Maeve, and that maybe ultimately she might agree to work with Huey and people. I mean, I don't know if I see that happening this season. There's only 1 episode left. But she doesn't agree with the 7, and she doesn't agree with the Vought, and I don't know that she would agree with giving babies stuff, you know. There's a lot of dodgy stuff going on, so maybe she would agree to work with them, but I also don't know how she could at this point. And again, Butcher shooting her makes sense, in the sense that she was trying to bring Huey in and arrest him, and Huey kind of had to run because she hadn't given any indication that she wasn't about to try and turn him in, and he would have been killed if that had happened. But at the same time, that was really brutal. I mean, I guess they knew it wouldn't kill her, so, you know, it would hurt, but I guess it kind of was winding her a bit. But that was just really brutal as a whole scene. Every part of this episode for Annie was just her getting hit with the sledgehammer again and again and again. And the one bright spark was Maeve opening up to her and letting that wall down, and that's what I've been wanting all season. Homelander is terrifying still. Absolutely horrifically terrifying. And like I said in my reaction, I think I said it in the last episode as well, I do feel sad for the child he was. I do feel sad for the person he could have been. You know, if they were to show me flashbacks of him suffering as a child, they would make me feel awful. But who he is now has had a lot of chances to make better choices, or is irredeemably the way he is. So I still loathe him, and I still desperately want him to die. The huge revelation, I in no way, shape or form thought that Becca was going to be pregnant. Becca, who is of course Quinn, I say Quinn for Bray, no, Quinn James from One Tree Hill and was also in The Flash. I never saw her being pregnant, and they didn't mention the rape aspect at all, which makes me worry. In a way, if she wasn't raped, 10 out of 10, I'll be very happy for her, but I'll be very sad for Butcher that she cheated on him. I mean, she didn't look like really happy when she came out of the office, and that coinciding with her disappearance would make you think rape and murder. But maybe it was consensual because she was impressed with this wonderful superhero. I don't know. But it does seem as though he raped her because he is that gross and creepy. So for Butcher to find out after the fact, like, I kind of thought that he'd known he'd done that to her and then she went missing. But he didn't at the time. He could just tell something was off and then she went missing. But what was off was her freaky pregnancy, and it did look like a pregnancy she could not survive. But I think it's in general, obviously it is the motivation behind the whole show. It is what is driving Butcher's rage and causing a lot of this to happen. But I can't see it being as simple as, oh, the baby died and she died. Like, something more has to come from it. Whether the child is out there being raised by a loving family because they realise that raising him the way they did has turned him into this monster that they have to try and control the best they can and manipulate and keep close, and he's dangerous. So maybe the super child is actually out there being raised by a family someplace, and they don't want him to know about it, so they told him it was dead. But I feel like something has to happen. It's either that or he's going to go around trying to impregnate women. There needs to be more to it than just that, because it was such a big reveal to kind of just go nowhere because the baby died. So that's my current suspicion, is that the baby is alive and out there somewhere. Which is yet another thing for Butcher to find out, that his wife, you know, she signed the NDA. I mean, I could see that she signed the NDA to save herself and hopefully save the child, you know, from this like terrifying pregnancy, but at the very least to keep herself safe, because this baby was glowing and growing very quickly. You know, if these scientist people say they can help you but you can't tell your husband, you kind of think, well, I'll be alive, so that's better. Obviously they did not save her. But yeah, that was just such a revelation I did not see coming. It was so good, and I really enjoyed the fact that we got to see that moment of vulnerability with Homelander, of like him being sad about his childhood. Now, does not excuse a single thing that he's done, but it does open a window into him. So then the Deep, now obviously the scene where he was essentially raped was not pleasant, and I'm not like, oh, happened to you? Like, I would not have liked that to happen. I wish that she had been like, murder. That would have been far more accurate in this show to me. But in a sense, maybe that will make him see how all the women he has done that to over the years have felt, because we know Annie was not the first. And obviously he's always felt weird and pathetic, but ugh, I despise him and I need him to die. Please tell me he doesn't make it out of season 1. I mean, he probably will because he's one of the main characters, but a girl can dream. And, you know, yeah, there are some very evil people out there. I mean, that woman, maybe part of her had heard about how he'd raped Starlight and thought she was getting revenge of some kind, but I know, like, it wasn't like rape in the traditional sense, but it was in a lot of senses. So yeah, that wasn't a nice scene. I feel bad for him, but I also hope he dies because he's awful, and he couldn't save that lobster. The way he was like, oh, that lobster's my friend now, I'm gonna save him and he's gonna be my, but oh, he's dead. Every animal he tries to save dies. So yeah, he sucks. Vought is a terrifying corporation, and they keep talking about Edgar, and we've never seen Edgar, I don't believe, so I'm intrigued about that. I think it's either Eka or Edgar. In the past I thought they've been saying Eka, and in this episode it sounded like Edgar. Homelander is making moves by himself. He did not tell on high about Billy Butcher and all the rest of it. He didn't even know she was missing, so I really thought he'd raped her and then murdered her. And then I thought, oh well, the Vought covered it up, like they got rid of her so she didn't report, but now obviously he was in the dark. It doesn't stop him being a rapist. Maybe it was consensual and he's just an adulterer, but I still think he's a rapist. It fits with his psychopathic character. And the way he was with Starlight was terrifying. He's so scary. So then the whole thing with A-Train being with his dad, and like him of all the suits being the one to go after Huey, was really frightening. The dad now knows a lot more than he did, and the fact that A-Train's got a broken leg, now does he heal super fast? Is he going to need Compound V to feel better? I love that they use his addiction against him, and I love the fact that they broke his leg, because it's really funny, because he's A-Train, and A-Train is a murdering piece of shit who doesn't care, who'd even forgotten about it until he remembered. And the way that they were all blaming Starlight for falling for someone when they've been murdering left, right and centre. I'm intrigued about what happened to A-Train. Is he just still on the floor of that apartment being like, guys? And then all of them having to go on the run, him being, being scared for his family, because of course you would be. And it really did hit home that they've all made mistakes. You know, he's been with Starlight, he's lied to his wife, you know, they went to see Mesmer and it all fucked them all up. But if they'd had the FBI support from the beginning, then they could have been put into protection much earlier. But I liked that Butcher ultimately made the call and accepted that they weren't going to guarantee Homelander. They probably were just going to let Homelander go because he was too powerful. I think that showed a lot of growth on Butcher's part, or at least it showed the depth of his character, and I really, really liked that. And then, of course, they had the big moment. I feel like I've missed things. I'm so sorry if I have, but there's so much happened in that episode. We had the big showdown between Raina and Vault Lady, whose name has escaped me. Oh, I know it because it's the same as someone else's name and something else. Stillwell, that's it. Agent Stillwell from S.H.I.E.L.D. Where she was, you know, you're going to not be in the military and we're going to stop you, and because we've got this information. Now, they know from what Butcher said that Vault is making these supervillains. Like, they know that's what Kimiko is. The baking was everything. They know that. Okay, yeah, like, the public will feel safer and will sleep safer if you say, oh yes, brave, wonderful Vault is saving us from their mean, nasty superheroes, and it's that clean. You know, that is much cleaner. It's going to make people feel better. If they came clean with the truth, it would be messy. It would cause panic and riots and all sorts of things would happen. But what probably would need to happen would be some kind of thing where they announce that Vault is corrupt, that Vault as a corporation is bad. That they would have to do some kind of thing where they were like, but we accept that the superheroes didn't know. I'm not going to penalise them for the fact that this happened, and maybe make some sort of government contract where they could bring them in to their own thing, like they're in the army, and then they could fight against the supervillains rather than letting Vault get away with everything, which is what I'm scared is going to happen. But yeah, this was another fantastic episode leading up to a finale that's going to kill me, I am sure. Quick reminder that if you would like to watch the unedited version of this reaction and all of my reactions, it's up on my Patreon along with the next 2 episodes up to season 2 episode 1, and you can get the edited version 1 week early as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching.